Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon back with another episode of DC Universe Online. So it's actually been a while since I did a video, and also a video in the series of the price guide, because we've had that mess with inflation and the money hack and everything. So that kind of threw things off, especially with the last couple of products. We are still seeing a residual effect as I cover the current booster bundle guide. This promo is actually about to end, but I did want to cover like what the current prices are, so that way you could see how they are in relation to themselves. But it kind of breaks like the pattern of the previous ones, because the prices are like so jacked up. I mean, it's a little bit better after they got rid of the trillions of dollars that were in circulation, and I actually have a few of them to show, because like the way they handled the money hack kind of changed the way I play the game also, because you know, I used to like farm base items and stuff to sell for the money, but like pretty much everyone got penalized when or a good percentage of the people got penalized when they did the update / fix. So they did that progressive tax, and I was affected for a short while, but like because of the residual effect, like as I continued my pattern of selling like base items and stuff, and actually the seasonal collections helped. I actually got the tax money like back within, I'd say, like a week and a half. But yeah, the change that it made to the way I play the game now is it's really not worth it to like hoard money, like even if you're earning it legitly, because in the future someone's going to hack this again. Like even though they fixed this one, it's bound to happen again, and when it does, they're going to catch it late and then penalize everybody. So there's no point in like trying to build wealth or anything like that. Like if you make a lot of money, you should look to spend that immediately. Like whether it be the current capsule or booster bundle, like try to stay at the same amount, but don't try to gain a lot, because like you'll eventually get it taken away from you. But anyway, on to the current booster bundle. So as usual, it's there are 3 tiers of rarity. There's going to be the common, the uncommon, and then the rare. So they are going back to that pattern where like a type will trickle down from a previous one that was more rare. So in the May booster of 2019, the Chroma box was the rare. That did not trickle down to uncommon, but they trickled down the gleaming from uncommon to common. So that was the first one that I got, and that's on Sylvia, my Green Lantern. Now from last time there was an orange and blue gleaming. They kind of look good in that they're flashy and, you know, very intense, which the community tends to like. I actually don't like this type. I mean, it looks cool on its own, but I just don't like it on my characters. So I had this on Sylvia in this outfit for a while, but then like maybe like after a few days, I think I reverted back to her original, which is, let me switch back to that really quickly so you can see how less intense that is. So that's a very, very old style. That's the green plasmic. I mean, the plasmic is actually an intense aura, but the gleaming one, it totally, like, it overshadows the character. Like if you were in gameplay mode and you like zoomed out, like you would see only the gleaming aura, and you'd see the gleaming aura but not her armor. So that's kind of why I don't really like that type. I do like the orange one does match Atomic, though. I will admit that. That's the only one I like. So I didn't go hard at this booster bundle because of that reason. I typically hit booster bundles harder if I like the common one, simply because the common one is going to drop more. So like I didn't want to like open a bunch of these and get stuck with like the gleaming ones. Let's see, let's go over. Well, since I have the rare up already, this is also indicative of how I changed the way I play. Like normally I would not have consumed this. If we look at the broker, this one is still pretty high in price. I could have like increased my in-game cash by a lot if I sold this one. But yeah, going by that mentality where you don't want to gain too much too fast, I just went ahead and took it. But it does match this character anyway, because she's like she's futuristic, she's from Phantasy Star 2, so it does make sense for her to have a drone. Now the cool thing about this one is it's fully customizable as in the 3 color slots. Unfortunately it doesn't match chromas yet. I just tried to carefully match it by trial and error, so it's pretty close currently, but if I go into like changing lighting conditions, you will see that it's not the chroma. And it does take an emblem. It's the first one that takes the emblem that's set to your character. So this one just happens to have the Batman Beyond symbol on. If I go to her main armory, she doesn't have an emblem on the suit, so I picked one of the ones that came with the drone. So it came with a bunch of like emoticons. One of them is battle reactive, but after I consumed it I couldn't find it. So unfortunately it's mixed somewhere in the emblem menu. But as you can see, it changes to whatever I choose. Angry Face was one of the other ones. If you look at the forums and Meps's avatar, it changed to this. I don't think that was by his choice. I think Ocean's kind of dropped that on him. There's the iconic bat symbol. Yeah, there is a battle reactive one somewhere in here. I just kind of lost it when I consumed it. But also, as you can see with this one, it's also changed to match the character colors. Again, she's wearing a chroma, but the accessory was done by trial and error to try to match as closely as possible. And then let me put a cut here and show you the middle, the uncommon item. I just have to switch characters on my other account. Okay, and we're back, and we're now joined by Jen. And she has the blue metallic. And actually, off to the left on Anna, this is the older blue metallic chroma, which has like a dark blue, and it looks like the metallic part of that is the same as the metallic material. So basically the blue metallic is as if the entire material was the shiny colored part of the original chromas. So this one is probably the most important one to have a video of, because the screenshot in the promo, it looks a little bit washed out. With metallics you kind of need video so that you can go around it and see the reflection move around. So in this booster bundle, I think the middle one is my favorite. Like I don't really like the aura. I do like the metallic materials, which is red and blue. I didn't have any luck with getting the red one to show up. I was actually going for the red when I got the drone to drop. And of course the drone being the rare. So now we're going to look at the prices. So we'll start with the lower ones. And let me also try to pull up a chart. Let me try to find an old chart of the booster prices. So that we can compare how the inflation is affecting this. So let's see, we've got purple, yellow. Typically those are going to be the lower ones. Purple, yellow, maybe green. And at least I could preview these for you, but they're going to look the same as that green that I showed you earlier. I like the gradation in them. Like you see a lot of contrast in the purple. It's going from almost a white to purple, like a laser. But I guess the thing I don't like about it is it kind of looks like a slowly moving liquid rather than an aura. It looks a little bit too solid for me. That's what it is. Like it's intense, but it doesn't really move that much. So we've got purple, yellow. Oh, I'm surprised white is there. I thought white would be higher up, simply because white just matches more things. But you can see the prices are starting at 8. The average is probably 10. You see it jump to 20. Red is 24. Wow. I think these all do hover around 10 at some point, though. Or maybe that's before they kind of settled in. The red one is really high. Orange is going to be high because that was the previous one, so that's kind of okay. But it looks like a gradual increase. Like if you just flip through the gleaming ones, it's going from 8 to like 40 gradually. I mean, you still see like the purples and yellows into the 20s. Oh no, not really. Okay, so there are about 2 tiers. We can say like there's a 10 million with the purple and yellow, and then white, red, and green are 20 up. About I would just go 20 million on these. Unfortunately, they're not. I don't think they're going to drop that much because of the residual effect of the money hack. If we look at the previous booster bundle, we had like a starting point where the lower item, in that case it was the Tesla, those were like maybe 2 million. Let's see, the previous booster bundle, it went from roughly 2 million. In the middle of the promo it jumped to 3 and then back down to 2.5. All 5 of the commons followed that pattern. They kind of, actually they varied a lot in the first week, then they kind of settled in, and they kind of ended at about 2.5 million. So these, like if you gave it a normal rate of inflation, these really should be 3 to 4 million. They should not be 8. But you know, like if they did not fix the hack, these would probably be like 20, starting at 20, or maybe even higher. Alright, so now we're going to look at the uncommon item, the metallic material. So there's only 2 of these, and they're starting at 83. When these first went up, they were about 100. So the red is slightly better than the blue. You have like you can probably get the blue for around 80 if you shop around enough, and you can probably get the red for 100, although they're both higher than those points currently. But that's something you have to keep checking the broker in order to get that slightly lower price. Now, how did inflation affect these? Now, the previous 2 uncommons were the orange and blue gleaming. So there's a bit of a difference there because it's aura versus material. Material is going to be more desirable, so that you have that thrown in as well. But the 2 uncommons last time started at 17 million. in the middle became 12 million, and then on the final week of the run remained 12 million, although now you can see that they jumped in my previous screens. But the inflation hitting these was like several times. It's like it's almost a 4x. So I guess in my opinion, if I were to factor in what these normally would be, if they were auras, they should be 20. But the fact that they're materials probably says that they should be 30 to 40 if we did not have the money hack. So the money hack is still 2xing these. And then if we look at the rare, which I might have to guess on because I don't think it... sometimes it's not even on here. Okay, so it is on here at the moment. And this is what it's been for the past few days. On the low end, it's 700 million, and on the high end, it can reach 1 billion. Or the max of the broker, which is $1 less than 1 billion. So if we, with the hack, these wouldn't be on the broker because, like as we saw with the neon material, people were selling that for several billion. And the broker cap was too low for that, so they were only selling that through trade, which I'm not sure if we can exchange money quite yet. So if they still have that locked, this might be the only option. But yeah, this is still definitely affected by the inflation. The 700 million says that there is a slight normalization of it, although that's still kind of high. If we look at the chroma box of the previous booster bundle, that actually started low and went up. That kind of broke the pattern of older classic booster bundles where it would kind of start super high because people want it fast. Then it would drop in the middle and then go up as it got close to expiration. But the chroma box was 270 million on week 1, and then it just kept rising gradually. In the middle it was 300, and by the last week 380 to 400. So if we compare rare to rare, this one should be maybe 350 to 400 at this current point in time. So we are seeing a 2x effect on the inflation. And because the previous booster bundle, the rare was a chroma, we're comparing chroma versus accessory. I think both are kind of equally desirable. I mean, not all accessories are great, but this one happens to be unique because it's color changeable. And it's also got the emblem. So I would put this on par with a chroma. But yeah, that's where they lie in comparison to each other. The frequency of the 3 tiers is about the same for this booster bundle, so I don't think they changed that. It's just we're just seeing an effect of the inflation, and some of these are still going to be hard to get. I think the only affordable ones really are the auras, unfortunately. So if you don't have the in-game cash, you're just going to have to open the boxes or just skip this bundle. But as I said in the beginning, I'm not going that heavy on this one. I didn't open that many. I think I'm at 6 or 7 at this point, whereas a previous booster bundle would have been much higher than that. I just got super lucky with the rare. But if you were to skip a booster bundle, I kind of judged them by the commons because you're more likely to get a common. This is kind of the one to skip. And I guess if we're looking forward to the next one and they follow the same pattern, it would be the metallic material that drops the common variants. Now, if they did that, that would be a really popular bundle, because it would be it would be like mainstreaming like a really good looking material. So if we saw metallic variants of that one, that would be great. Okay, I think that's pretty much all I have to show for this episode. I just kind of wish it wasn't corrupted by the money hack. That way it would be more accurate. But yeah, that is it from the USPC PS server. If somebody is on EU, I'd be curious about these prices, or if you know of a video that displays the prices on EU. Because EU didn't, like, they had a light version of the money hack, because the same players that did the hack on the US went to the EU server, but it was kind of, it was shut down there, like, before it became, like, widespread as it is on, I mean, on the US server, you can say it has a permanent effect, like, because you're seeing it right now. These prices are still out of hand. I mean, the fix did get rid of a lot of the hacked money, but it's still. But what you see on the EU at this point in time would be close to what the US would be without the hack. Okay, that is it from here. Hope you have some luck with this bundle, and thanks for watching.